Networking is often considered one of the best ways to excel in your career and gain new opportunities. But why exactly is that? Who are the best people to network with? And what does effective networking look like? We're going to answer those questions and more on today's episode, so stay tuned. Hello, welcome. My name is KLSY and I'm the founder and creative director of KLSY, a full-service interior design firm specializing in commercial spaces for small and boutique-style businesses. Welcome back to our design video series where we educate designers and clients about everything commercial interior design. If you're new to our channel, don't forget to subscribe to our channel, follow us on Instagram, and check out our website at www.klsy.design where you can sign up for our email newsletter. Today, I'm joined by Tarra Kieckhaefer, the founder and president of Network Next Gen. Network Next Gen is a national networking organization that brings young designers together in every major city around the country to build community, to have open discussion, and to connect them with local manufacturers reps. Tara, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me. This is so fun. I love this.
I've literally been hounding you forever. I need to get you on the show. I need to get you on the show.
Timing really worked out for today, so I'm grateful. Thank you for having me.
You are all over the country. I'm very happy that I was able to nail you down in New York.
I love it. I love it.
So you founded one of the most successful, or I would say probably the most successful organization in our industry in the last couple of years. You've only been in business. I mean, it's amazing. I have actually met a couple of my closest friends in the design industry at your event, and it was so much fun, and that's how we originally met, because I was one of the young designers.
That's right.
At your
That's
event.
so exciting.
How did you start this? What is Network Next Gen's mission? How did you originally identify the need for this? There was a lot of questions in one there, so.
Let me take it away. So Network Next Gen started unofficially 8 years ago, officially 6 years ago, which is great. I have a BFA in interior design from Iowa State. Really thought I was going to be an interior designer, and then the recession happened. I graduated 2009, not a good year to graduate, and it kind of was a blessing in disguise for me. I ended up going down a path that I think was actually more suited for my skill set, and I ended up in sales. So I worked for design magazines for about 8.5 years. The first 4 was for a crazy startup, but I learned a lot. And then I was poached to Lux Interiors and Design, where I worked there for about 4.5 years. And I was pitching advertising to a potential client. I was hoping she would be a potential client. She wasn't. That's the bad part of the story. But I was pitching her, and she kind of stopped me, and she's like, Tara, I'm not going to buy an ad from you, but what I think you really could do in the industry is solve a problem we're having. The problem she had noticed was younger designers weren't connecting with sales reps. They weren't really coming into the showroom as much. We have the internet, makes sense. And she's like, they were just kind of like starting to change the way they were specifying product. And she's like, I see this as a problem because for my sales reps, they're not gaining those relationships early. They're not meeting the younger designers. The younger designers are always changing. It's something we're having a hard time keeping a pulse on. So she's like, if you can figure out a way in the industry to connect younger designers with sales reps and with each other, I think there's value in that. So then I kind of looked at that problem and I'm like, all right, let's now look at the designers. I'm like, what are they doing at these big events that we know happen in our industry 4 or 5 nights a week?
Drinking. That's what they're doing. They're all drinking. They're there for the free food and alcohol.
100%. And I think when you're thrown in the industry, that's all you see, right? You're like, I'm supposed to go to these really cool events and I'm getting free stuff. Like, I'm going to go. But then after like a year, you're kind of like, what's the point of doing this besides the free drinks and food? So I started to watch people, and they were doing something that I've coined clumping. They stand in little clumps around the room.
Oh, yes.
You remember this?
So
I share this
right.
at every dinner because I'm like, this is accurate. So clumping is when you come from the office with your friends, basically people you've seen all day, and now you're just at this event. Your bodies are in a new location, and you just kind of clump up. And then when I was looking at the room, it was just clumps all over the room. And I'm like, okay, what are people talking about? You nailed it. Well, where to get the drinks? How are we getting the drinks?
Where's the food?
Yeah.
Where's the drinks?
What are we doing here?
And where's my friend?
And where's my friend? Okay, so now we're clumped up. And then everyone's like, okay, now how soon is it professionally acceptable for us to leave? Like, let's bounce. Where are we going? That was kind of like the whole dynamic at this event. And I'm like, gosh, like if we're giving up more of our personal time, because after work ends, that's technically your personal time. If we're giving up personal time to go to these work events, you should be getting something out of it. Like there should be some kind of exchange of value. Otherwise, what's the point? Then I started looking at our sales reps, who some of the sales reps in this industry, most of them are like some of my favorite people, right? You probably have favorite sales reps.
They are the most fun people in the entire industry.
100%.
They are the best people to hang out with
just
in
like,
general.
And just as people, as professionals, I love my sales reps. They're amazing. But you kind of could see them doing something I've coined boomeranging. They would start at one clump, go to the next one, try to break in. It'd be a little weird. They'd break out. They'd go to the next one. And all night, it was like this clump and this boomerang. And I'm like, there's got to be a better way. Because when we're in these rooms with these amazing people, if you didn't go to school with a designer or currently work with them, how are you going to meet them? You know, you're going to either have to work with them in the future or you're just never going to cross paths again. And you've been in countless rooms with these people and no one's ever met someone new. And I'm like, that's a problem.
And even when you're boomeranging and you're like, oh, here's my card, you exchange a couple of words, it doesn't stick in your memory, those people, because you're not having a deep conversation or you're not spending quality time with them. You're meeting 15, 20 different people that night.
Right.
You're not gonna remember that one rep. Even if you do, you're not gonna remember what they sell, and you're not gonna think about them when you're specifying something.
100%. And I think even reps have tendencies to talk to designers they already know because it's kind of awkward. So I'm like, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna have a dinner party. All we did was super, super basic dinner party, but our structure was one person per firm, which means you can't bring your friend that you clump with at these events. You have to come on your own, which, Kelsey, I didn't realize how powerful that was because, I mean, we're all adults, but like, I feel like going somewhere on your own was kind of this new concept of like, what is gonna happen? And it pushed people, it pushed them out of their box. And then sales reps came as well, and they were actually the ones providing us the names. So that way we knew who sales reps were wanting to meet. And then we're providing kind of an opportunity for them for new sales leads. Mm-hmm. So it was kind of this interesting dynamic, but very basic formula.
It is such a good idea on every front. You're addressing people being forced to talk to one another. And the great thing is, I mean, I can speak from experience when I went to the first dinner.
Yeah.
You walk in and you're feeling awkward, like I'm by myself, I don't know what to do. You know, first head to the bar and get your drink and get your confidence, and then you look around and you think, okay, who can I talk to?
Yeah.
But the good thing is everyone feels that way and everyone's awkward, so you can let down your walls a little bit and feel less.
Totally.
It's more approachable.
Now we're in 18 cities, which is pretty wild, including Toronto, so we're international. Like just a little jump over the border, but
I just want to say kudos. Congratulations.
Thank you.
I see how hard you work just from you not only traveling all around the country, but you're so active on social media. Me and you talk, pretty often, and it's just to see how passionate you are about this. And to see how successful it's been. I tell everybody, like all of my young designer friends, if you've not been, you guys need to go. So congratulations on all your success.
I'm excited. Something crazy happened a year ago too. We were actually acquired by Material Technologies. Material Bank is our company, and we're very excited about that. So that's been really cool because with their support, we've been able to grow bigger. So it'll be good. I'm excited to see where we head.
Let's move into the next question.
Perfect. Let's get into it. I love this.
Let's get into it.
Let's just do it.
Let's just do it. Let's just talk about it.
Yeah, let's do it.
So more broadly speaking, we hear it over and over again that networking is really important to your career and to gaining new career opportunities. Yeah. Why is that exactly?
I think we all grew up with the saying, it's not what you know, it's who you know. And I never really understood that. I thought that meant more like social class, celebrity. Like to me, that didn't seem very tangible. Mm-hmm. But I really think that it's really about your network and your connections outside of just who you know for who you know, right? I think whoever you meet influences you in your career, even if it's like a tidbit of like you're doing well, like you should keep moving forward. Or you meet someone and they have a career opportunity for you and you go in a new direction because that person had a career opportunity. I think the power of networking is building that group of people around you because you just never know how they're gonna impact you in the future. One really good story to this is when I was 19, I was an intern at the Merchandise Mart in Chicago. And one of the people that was like my person that I was working for, she was kind of like a mentor. When I had my first dinner in Chicago that we brought in sponsors, she was one of the first people to support me and be like, I'm in. So now this person went from someone as an intern asking any basic question I could think of to now she's my first client in my first company. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So it's amazing to me how those people come around 5, 10, 15 years down the road. And in the moment, you don't know that, you're just meeting people. But the more people you meet, the more chances and opportunities you're producing. So to me, that's really the power of the network. Plus, it's just fun. Like doing life with people and like people in your career that you love, like those become your real friends. Those become your people.
It makes our jobs less of just a job. Instead of just going to work every day, oh, I get to go to these really cool events and I get to meet these really cool people and I get to do it with, everyone kind of understands what I'm going through and they have a similar experience. That camaraderie, it makes the industry so much more fun.
And people care, like they genuinely care. These people become your real friends. And like when I started Network Next Gen, I didn't realize how powerful my network was until I was like, people were coming up to me being like, how can I help you? Like, are you gonna be okay? Like, is there anything you need? Like, that's when it clicks. Like, these are people that genuinely care about me. They're just not people I've worked with in the past. So yeah, it's powerful.
From the perspective of a designer in the commercial industry, who are the people that they should be seeking out to network with? Is it reps solely? Is it their peers? Is it brokers or potential clients?
Yeah, I think it depends on your end game, right? Like, I think different parts of your career, you're gonna wanna network with different people. I think initially when you first start working, you really focus on people in your firm, right? Like I wanna network with my manager and my assigned mentor and like whoever it is at your firm, which I do think there's value in that. You learn a lot from those people. I think very shortly after that, though, you should be looking at other firms. Like you should be looking at networking with people your age at different firms. I think sometimes we really just focus on our own firm and it's a detriment because if you stay at your firm forever and you never talk to other people, it's like not really giving you that scope that you need for future opportunities. So I think in your firm at the beginning and then other people your age at other firms. Then I would say the rep world is so powerful in our industry. A&D reps immediately hit you up usually. They're trying to meet you because of business purposes, but they also know everyone. So building relationships with your reps is so key because they know what's going on at every firm. They know people you should meet and they're really good at connecting all the dots.
The reps have all the connections.
All the connections.
That is like the biggest thing the biggest piece of advice that I could give anyone watching this and also that I've heard a million times, use your reps. Use them. They know everybody. They're going to every firm. They're going to every event. They know everybody.
Totally. And I think when you're a younger designer too, practicing with people in your firm, people your age at other firms, and then those reps, that gives you the basis for when you are starting your own firm or trying to look for business development opportunities in your firm. Like you mentioned, brokers and potential clients. If you practiced for the first half of your career, that kind of networking skill with people in the industry, it's so easy to transfer that then to the brokers or the potential clients. So I think that gives you your base and then you can apply that to everyone.
Could you give us some tangible networking tips, maybe when we're out at an event?
Yeah, okay. So first thing, I think people think that everyone's looking at them and judging them, and actually no one cares. I think that everyone thinks all eyes are on you, and that makes people uncomfortable. It makes them nervous. It makes them feel like they don't want to say something wrong. No one cares. Everyone's looking to meet new people. So if you approach it that way, I think that takes the pressure off. Also, I personally have seen this through NNG and myself. Going to events where you know no one is actually smart because then it forces you to go up to people and you actually feel more comfortable because you can look at it as like, why does it matter? I don't know these people anyways. I'm just gonna say hi, I'm gonna introduce myself. I think if you're going to a showroom event, the easiest way to start is to go up to product that you like and start talking about why you like it.
That is such a good idea.
Like get out of the like social clump, go over, start looking, engaging with products. Someone from their company will come over and talk to you and like takes the focus off of you, puts it on the product and gives you something to start with as a conversation.
That is such a good idea that I never thought about, but you're right. Like not even if you were at a showroom, if you were at like an art gallery and you wanted to strike up a conversation with someone, just start talking about the painting. And anyone who's next to you will join in and then you just naturally start a conversation.
Like,
what's your name? What do you do?
It gives you something to go off of instead of like, hi, here's my life story. It's like a little more comfortable. And let's say there's no product around and you're not in an art gallery or something. Talk about about the person's outfit. Start with a compliment. It gets people comfortable. And then it's like, oh, hi, by the way, I'm so-and-so. So
that's my go-to move is like, I love your shoes. Where did
shoes.
you get them? And everyone loves a compliment. They will never ignore you. They
Yeah.
will always be like, oh my God.
Totally.
You talked about going to events alone. Yeah. I also agree that it is really the best way that you can network. If you're going to an event to network, don't bring your friends. They're either gonna hold you back or you're gonna clump with them. You're not gonna expand your network. But I also know that a lot of people get really scared and intimidated of doing that, especially if they're not naturally a very outgoing and talkative person. Do you have any tips for people to build their confidence when they're going in alone?
Yeah, I think if you go alone, I think one good thing is to set kind of a time in your head of when you're gonna exit. So like, let's say you're going to an event and it's from 5 to 8. Maybe say, I'm only gonna stay for half an hour. You know, give yourself kind of an exit time. So that way, when that half hour is up, you can leave and not feel guilty. I think people get overwhelmed because they're like, how am I going to stand around for 3 hours? Go for a half an hour. If you like it, you could stay. If not, do a couple laps and leave. You know, I think we put too much pressure on ourselves. And I think if you go for a short amount of time, that starts to build your confidence. And then you'll probably notice you're going to actually stay longer because you actually like it.
Something that I do a lot, or that I used to do when I was first starting out going to networking events alone, is saying, I'm not going to leave until I hand out 5 business cards.
Oh, nice.
I'm going to meet 5 new people. I'm going to give them my card, and then I can leave. And so that's kind of forced me to talk to people, not just to like be there, but okay, I need to introduce myself to someone. So is there any other advice that you have specifically for young designers, maybe that are new to the industry or they're new to their careers?
Yeah, for sure. I would say this, please listen to me. Don't burn bridges. It was the advice I got from my mentor when I first started, and I didn't realize how powerful of advice that was. This industry is small. Every industry is small, no matter where you are, what city you are. It holds true for all of the cities. I think people will show up later in your career. Like I mentioned, the person I interned for was someone I didn't think I would see and became a mentor and also my first client. People in this industry move around, they circle back. Even if you don't think you'll work with that person, you never know what side of the industry they end up on. Don't burn bridges. Always treat people with respect. You don't want to be the person that has the bad name that people are talking about. If that happens, I know it does happen, and that's okay. We're human, but like, work really hard to not burn a bridge and really watch that, because it is so powerful and can like really hurt you in the future.
Your relationships will make or break you if you have a bad reputation in the industry.
Right.
But also with that, it can help you, because if you have a really great reputation or people talk kindly about you, you're going to more easily get hired when you're applying for a job. You're going to more easily get clients when you send out proposals.
Everybody talks. And I think like that can sound really scary, but it's really just about having integrity, working hard, being kind to people.
Be a good person. Just like, don't be a bitch.
Don't be a If you're at an event, just to go back to events, and people are talking bad about someone, don't engage. Don't put yourself in that situation. Walk away. Like, your name is what's on the line there, not theirs.
So if there's any designers out there that are interested in joining the next dinner at Network Next Gen, or they want to find you guys on Instagram, how can they do that?
Yes. Okay. So follow our Instagram, Network Next Gen, all one word. And then our website's brand new, so networknextgen.com. Through the website, you'll see our list of all of our events. So if you're interested in attending a dinner, if you're interested in sponsoring a dinner, we'd love to have you. You'll see on our website a spot to click, and that'll take you right to our team. And yeah, we'll make sure we reach out.
Tara, thank you again so much for making the time to come down here.
This is so fun.
And I know you're only in New York for a small amount of time, so I very much appreciate it.
Yes, thank you for having me. And I just want to say we're so proud of you. Like, I'm so proud of what you're doing. And any person that's a next gener, like, you're showing that you can just go for your dreams. And I think that is so important. And sometimes starting is the hardest part, but you're doing it. And I'm just so proud of you. So
thank you so much. That means so much to me.
Oh my God, like, I really am proud of you.
And before I cry, if you would like to help out my show and my business, then you can do that by subscribing to my YouTube channel, giving this video a like, and also following me on Instagram. If you're interested in working with us, then head on over to our website at www.klsy.design and click the contact tab, or just to sign up for our email newsletter. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Bye, guys.
That's a wrap!
You killed it.